We will start with 4 different demos. So the first one, I'm going to show in 10 minutes. Let's say you have an extra WhatsApp number. You can set it up so anyone can write to that WhatsApp number and it will use an LLM to write back to them. And you can set the prompts. You can have it be nice, be mean, whatever. The next one is going to be from Harsh. Harsh, can you briefly say what you're going to...
Yeah, so we are basically going to build an automated invoice tracker. So let's suppose your business has received the attachments or the invoices through the Gmail, right? So instead of like manually adding those entries into the Google Sheet, we just automate that process.
So that's okay.
Zapier, yeah.
And then Raj is going to do the third one.
So we're building a no-code research engine. It's like setting the foundations for deep research. If you've heard of ChatGPT's deep research. So basically, what you're gonna do is look out. Like, let's say you want to research about some topic. You're gonna look through all the research papers on archive and gather information from there. Summarize that in a Google Doc. That's the workflow we're gonna look at today.
And then finally, we have Pratik.
Yeah, so we are going to build a real-time Jarvis where it can, get all the daily productive details like fetching your emails, fetching your events, creating the events, and lot more you can ask him. So we're gonna do that on the Telegram and make a bot, a personal AI agent, where you can just talk to him just like you talk with Alexa and the Apple Siri, right? So yeah.
Yeah, and each of these, we're going to keep them short, like 20 minutes max for each one. And then each one will actually be a little bit more difficult as you go along. So if you're a complete beginner, maybe you just play around with the first example today, or the second one. And then if you want to, if the third one or the fourth one, it goes too fast for you, don't worry about it. You can just stick with the earlier ones just for today. We also have like videos recorded of these. We're going to do the first one here, and we are recording these as well. So the first example will be using make.com. It requires a WhatsApp business account. All you have to do is actually install WhatsApp business app on your phone. Who's here used make.com before? Okay, so this is make.com is very similar to Zapier and n8n. It's a low-code platform. You build automations by dragging blocks onto the screen. So that's what we're going to use along with 2 other tools for this one. The other one we're going to use is called 2Chat. Now 2Chat allows you to connect to your WhatsApp number, maybe for your business, and it will basically allow you to connect that to make.com, so make.com can receive and send messages from the WhatsApp number. And finally, we'll be using another site called OpenRouter. OpenRouter is a website. Has anyone used OpenAI APIs? GPT in their own automations. So this is a website, OpenRouter is a website that allows you to do that completely for free. So if we put make.com, 2Chat, and OpenRouter together, we can make a fully automated WhatsApp bot in like 10 minutes. So I'll just go through it now, and yeah, feel free to ask me if stuff is not clear. I've also sent out a link to like a video where I do the same thing, and then afterwards we'll be around for questions, like I said, so you can have us help you wherever you get stuck. So in make.com, I'm just going to go to scenarios. A scenario is basically a workflow. I'm going to delete the one that I made earlier this morning when I was practicing. I'm going to click on create a new scenario. You can do this on make.com right now if you want to follow along. This is obviously a plus button, and here I can add different components onto the screen, or modules. So I'm gonna search for 2Chat here, and if I search for receive WhatsApp message, there's an item here, and so this creates like a module here And this is going to get activated every time someone texts my WhatsApp number. That's all that we need to do. We need to connect it to 2chat. So in order to do that, I just click create a webhook. A webhook is basically like, you can think of it as a push notification from another service to make.com. And you can just put, it asks you to name it, so my received message webhook. And then I choose the number. So this is kind of important. On 2chat itself, there's this thing called channels. A channel is just a WhatsApp account. So what I did was I went to new channel, I put in my phone number of my WhatsApp business account, and I was surprised how easy this was. It gives you the QR code, you scan that with your phone, and then suddenly it's controlling your WhatsApp account. I won't do that right now. But actually, does someone here have WhatsApp and want to test this out for me as I'm building it? Cool. Can I just give you my number? And then as we're building this bot, I'll just type it in. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna build this bot together, and then, okay, and then don't message it yet, but when I'm ready, I'm gonna ask you to send me a text, okay? And I just gave him the number that I set up here in 2chat in the channel. So that's configured, and then here, I just select that account that I already created and then save it. This is a little blurry, isn't it? I hope it's still getting the idea across. Yeah? Okay. I can make the text a little bigger. So here under, oh yeah, so that's all. Now I'm actually gonna just click. That's all I had to do, really? Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna click run once. And now you see it's got the big spinning circle. That means it's waiting. Could you please send me a text? The number that I gave you? As proof that it works. Okay, spinning. Hope this works. Okay, so what did we get? Basically, we got a bunch of data that came in from his text. That came in from his text to 2chat to make.com. And here, if I just look under message here, you can see you can see his text, right? So that's what he sent, okay? And let's see, let me zoom out again. Okay, so that's the first step. We can receive text. Let's do something else. Let's put an LLM in here. Let's take his text, give it to the LLM, and then see what the LLM says. So to do that, I'm going to go to OpenRouter, and here they have something called create a chat completion, and I click on this one. That red dot just means I need to enter some information. It's asking for, oh, I already have connected it earlier, but what you need to do is you need to go to OpenRouter here. You go to keys on OpenRouter, and here's an API key. You can just click create key, put in the name of the key, and then copy. You can copy that my key, create, and copy the API key here. So, and then paste that in here, save. Now you get to choose the prompt. So for this prompt, I'm gonna add a system prompt and a user prompt. Are people familiar with like what's the difference between a system prompt and a user prompt? Someone's gotta know this. Yeah? Yeah.
Oh, okay. System prompt and user prompt.
Yeah, what's the difference?
Prompt is what you want in an entire context. Like
Yeah.
you are an assistant and you want you'll be helping me with sports data or something. And user prompt is inputs query, the question that you're asking.
Right. So the system prompt is the instructions to the AI. So I'm gonna say, you are the front desk assistant for my school AI foundations. Okay, and I call this the system prompt. Now I add another prompt here, and this one, I'm actually going to take the message data from the first step. Here it's called text, which says hey there, from the first run. I'm just going to click on that, and it actually is going to insert that here into the text field. There, so it's going to dynamically insert that data into the prompt. And then here, I select user. Then under model, here, I'm going to select, you can actually select a bunch of different free models, LLMs. These are completely free. It's amazing. So I'm going to just choose Meta Llama 4. This is a really powerful model. And then save it. And now let's click this run once button here in the corner again. And could you send me a different text?
So what did you give as the user prompt that to just pass the message and
Yeah.
do you give it some more instruction or?
You could put more instruction in the user prompt, but I put it all in the system prompt. So the system prompt is, it can be anything. It can be, you are an expert 10x programmer. You are a therapist. And then the user prompt I just put in. Okay, it's finished. So I click this magnifying glass here, and this is what we get here. You see actually we have the output for this block, for the LLM block. So you have to dig inside a little bit, but if I click messages here, oh no, that's the input, so I want the output. So under output you have choices. I can see the input here that he sent. It said, awesome session, looking forward for more. And then if I look at the output here, this is it. It says, I'm glad you enjoyed the session. However, I think there might be some confusion. As the front desk assistant, I haven't actually hosted a session with you yet. Okay, so it's mostly working. But did you get anything back? No, because we haven't added that in, right? So let's do that, and then we have like a fully working bot that you can customize for yourself. So the last step is, again, I just click add, I click on to chat, and then I want to send a WhatsApp text message. So the from number is the same. The to number, now we have to specify this. If I hard code it in here, it would just send it to that number every time. So here, I'll just select here this variable that says remote phone number right here. And so that's gonna dynamically add the number that came out of the first step here, and I added twice, so I delete one. And then for the message content, I'm just gonna go to the OpenRouter step, the second step, and then go under choices, message, content here. Okay. Now there's a catch here, and actually I don't know how anyone is supposed to. Oops. So let's see. Oh, it didn't save. Let me do that one more time. Here, to number, the remote phone number, message content, the choices, message, content. There's kind of a catch here. Here you have to put in the number 1. Now, someone who's a programmer might know why. This is a list. There's a list of choices, and it's asking you to specify which one. 1 is the first one. Yeah, I think this could be a lot easier to use. Only if you're a programmer will this make sense. But the point is, you put in number 1, it chooses the first item in the list. So let's do save, and now we've got everything plugged in. So the last thing I want to show you is how to get it to run consistently. So rather than just having to click run once each time, let's go back. Let's save it. Let's go back to your scenarios page, and then there's just this big switch. So I turn on this switch. It should be deployed. That's all you have to do to deploy it. So if you could send me one more text. Let's see if it works. What are you typing? Okay. Okay. Did it work?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What did you text?
I said looking forward for the pizzas
Uh-huh.
and gave me a paragraph answer. Welcome to Royal Foundation. I'm glad you're excited. Just to clarify, you are referring to a school's pizza day or perhaps a special event.
Okay.
We have a monthly pizza lunch for students, but I want to make sure I'm aware of the context. Can you please tell me more about it?
Okay, exactly. So if you wanted to make this more intelligent, what would you do?
In the system prompt,
Yeah.
I mean, add some more context about
Exactly.
what we do.
You could talk about the lunch in the system prompt, and then it would have that information. Cool. Sorry that the screen is a little bit hard to see for everyone. If you go to the link I sent in the WhatsApp, you have like a very clear video with each of the steps, and we'll also guide you through it later on.
This would just work on a business account, right?
Yeah, I had to install WhatsApp Business for this to work. In theory, I think. Yeah, yeah. I just download the app. That's all. Cool.
Can you explain what is OpenRouter like ELF?
ELF.
Like explain like I'm fine. Like what does OpenRouter do?
What does OpenRouter do?
Basically pass your message to the
Yeah. OpenRouter is a website that connects many different free LLMs for you. Yeah. So you can use many LLMs just for free through code or no-code tools. Cool. So with that, I want to keep moving. We have 3 more demos before lunch. So I'm going to let Harsh come on.
In this demo, we are trying to make an invoice tracker automation, right? And for that, we will use Zapier. I think a lot of people have used it. So Zapier has been around for a while, even before the make.com and LLM thing. So it basically provides us with 8,000 integrations, and those integrations expose the around 30,000 actions. So actions are basically functions. So an integration example would be a service like WhatsApp or Gmail, and the action they expose would be sending a mail or a message, right? So there are a few things we need for that, and the first would be a Zapier account. I hope you guys have already signed in, and then a Google Sheet where we are going to write all the invoices as entries, and OpenAI key. The first step is we create a Zap. So Zap is basically similar to make.com's scenario. So once we click on this, there will be a page where we can add. The first step would be adding a trigger. So trigger is basically an event listener. In the last example, we saw the event was WhatsApp message, receiving a WhatsApp message. But in this, we need a Gmail integration here. So we just click on the first one, the trigger. We select the Gmail integration and then go to the trigger event and then add the new attachment, because we are listening for images, right? So it's an attachment. And then we just connect our Gmail account here. Yeah, it's an image, yeah. Yeah. Oh, we are just taking example, yeah. We are processing image right now. Okay, once we are done, it will allow us to configure a few things. But here we just want to read from all the inboxes and labels. So we'll just skip this part and test it. So for the trigger test trigger, it will try to read one of the records from the inbox. So I've just included one example. This is the one. So it can ensure that there is something in the like this trigger works perfectly, right? And then we can just press the test trigger and use this attachment and continue with it. The next step would be adding an analyzer. So in Zapier we only have OpenAI's image analyzer. So we are going to use just that, and we'll have to add an event. Like, so we want the image analyzer. So we'll use this option, analyze image content with vision. and then go ahead and configure the prompts and the attachment it will take. So for the message part, we'll just pass this prompt. So it says your task is to extract invoice data as comma separated value. So we are asking it to extract the data from the image and convert it into a comma separated value. So the extracted data would be date, vendor name, the description of the product, the quantity, and the amount. So once we have added the message here, we need to pass the attachment that we received from the mail. So we can use something called / commands. It will show us some of the inputs we can pass, and we want to go for the attachment here. And the next thing we do is test it. Okay, we'll have to wait a bit. Yeah, so now we can continue and go ahead for testing it out. So this will basically test if the image analyzer is working perfectly or not, and we can look at the output here. So the output says the date, the vendor name, the description, the quantity, and the amount, right? The next step is adding all these entries into a Google Sheet. So we add a new step here. We select the Google Sheets integration, and then select an event called multiple rows, create multiple spreadsheet rows, and we add our account. And the next thing we do is configure it. So we basically have to pass a spreadsheet that we are going to write to. So we can choose the ones we have created before, and we can select the default sheet there. Then it will ask us for the rows we are going to write to, but we can't really just pass all the text output. So it's a CSV output, but we still need to pass it. So Zapier comes with something utility function. So it is called a formatter. We add this. This is a built-in tool in Zapier. So it can take any type of input and like convert it into a particular format. So we just want to use the utilities and then go for configuration. And the next thing we do is select for import CSV file because the output is in CSV format. And then we just add that output of the OpenAI. We go for the analyze image and select this image analysis output. Okay. So next thing we do is set this to know the first row as a header row because we already have all the headers here. We don't want it to write it as a header. And then we test it out and just check if it works. So the output is this output text is this, and then we can go slide and see the items. So the item 1 is the date, item 2 is for the vendor name, the item 3 is description, and item 4 is quantity, and item 5 is amount. And then we can come back to this configure and add those fields into this configuration where we can add those fields as a rows. So we just go to this first formatter. Yeah, we go to the utilities in formatter by Zapier. We select the item 1 for the date one, and so in the next one we select the vendor name. So it will be the item 2, and same for others, the item 3 for description, the quantity for item 4, and the last one would be the amount. And we can continue and just test it out once, so to check if it actually works for us. Alright, so we got our entry from that particular invoice. And the next thing we do is publish it. So we can just use this publish button, and it will host it in the Zapier application. We can go to our Zaps and look at the Zaps we have available here, and this is the one we have created just now. So the next thing we can do is send a mail, right, and check if it actually works. So I'm just going to self-mail myself. And add this new invoice. It has multiple entries, so it is good for testing out. And now we just wait for it to process it and write it to our invoices. Yeah, so any questions, guys, while it's working?
So initially when you connected the Gmail, it's your basically inbox where everybody sends their invoices.
Yeah.
Whatever the test, whatever email address. Basically you connected that inbox
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
basically you're listening to any incoming email.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So I don't understand your question, sorry.
No, initially when you connected the
Yeah.
Gmail account and Zapier,
Yeah.
the inbox is this.
Yeah, this inbox. So I'm just self-mailing me, so we can test it out. Yeah.
So the Zapier account and the email has to be same, right? That's what he's
That's
asking.
what
No,
I'm
no,
trying.
no. It should.
I can configure my own.
Yeah, you
Gmail
can
also.
just add any mail account you want. Yeah, it takes quite a bit of time for the first run after publishing.
So it's waiting for the email.
No, actually it's published, so it will take some time for the first run. Yeah, so we have our entries here, the dates, this format is, we can just change it.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's the date. Yeah,
Date format,
yeah, we can just change it to the
And that's
date.
the Excel bit.
yeah.
Yeah. So the vendor names, the description, their quantity and amount, we got all of them. Yeah.
Did you configure the column headers somewhere in Zapier or like such?
Yeah,
Or did it
so
automatically-
first we create a Google Sheet, right? We'll have to pass it as when we configure our Zap, the step where we added our Google Sheet, right? We'll have to tell it exactly where the data goes.
So it will work for a specific type of invoicing formats, right? Like if I give it an invoice which is of a little different format, let's say, then I'll have to make sure that.
Yeah, you'll have to update the workflow. You can version it, so it's easy.
But most invoices will be same. You have a quantity sale. I mean, your company will not have different invoices. Correct. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Any more questions, guys?
Let's say instead of invoicing, for example, I'm passing, let's say, health reports, right? Like it has a lot of blood tests,
Yeah.
everything you've done. So now the report is like, let's say, 20 pages long as a PDF file. Will the context window, etc., be an issue in
So
those pages?
this is specifically for images, right? If you want to use something for PDF, you'll have to add another integration, like a data store that parses the PDF, converts into vector store, and then uses that as a context in it.
Oh,
So I think you can go ahead.
Yeah. Any further questions?
So, Jeet, I think Zapier also has this
Mhm.
WhatsApp connect.
Yeah, it has two chat.
Yeah.
You might as well do the same thing what you did on
Uh-huh.
this.
Yes.
Yeah, but we just wanted to show multiple applications.
I
Yeah.
get what you're doing. It'll work the same. Or have you tried it? Or
Okay. Yeah, I have tried WhatsApp. It does work the same.
And this WhatsApp is not just business, right? It's also other.
No, it depends. So with two chat, it works perfectly with business. Yeah, there are other integrations, WhatsAppable and other WhatsApp notifications that could work.
We can try later if you like. There's so many WhatsApp integrations. Yeah.
So I just wanted to add one step here. So we can go and edit it, and so you don't want to receive, there might be no attachment in your mails, right? So, and this step will fail. So what we could do here is add a utility here from Zapier, which is called filter. What it will do is we can select some conditions on the mail that we are receiving. So first would be we check if it exists, of course, and for that we can use this exist conditions, and we can add a new condition where it checks if the attachment MIME type. So MIME type is basically the type of the attachment we are receiving, and after that we can choose that we just want it to be images. So MIME type, so all the image type starts with image slash. So we just type that out and continue. So this will make sure, this filtering will make sure you are just filtering out the emails. So what another filter you could add is like you just want to receive emails from particular mail account, right? That would be helpful here.
Yeah, great.
Did I do it?
Yeah, you did great. Thanks.
Alright. Thank you guys.
This is first time for an audience.
Yeah. One question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after like you use the OpenAI
Yeah.
keys, and in the previous example with make.com you use the OpenRouter key.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned that this one is
Mhm.
easy, whereas that's one.
So basically the Zapier doesn't have that integration right now. So we could have used Google Gemini. It is almost free. It has good amount of free usage, but Zapier doesn't include it. So for image analysis, we'll have to use OpenAI in Zapier. Yeah, but if you opt to use some other like make.com, you might be able to use the Google Gemini here.
So we are building a no-code research agent here today, and it's very similar to laying the foundation for a deep research agent. And what we're gonna do is, let's imagine you work at an organization where you work as a research assistant, and your like daily task is to like research about some topic. And let's say you want to research about a topic called quantum. Ideally, what you would do is like go to Google, find out the research papers about that paper. Let's say you want to summarize the recent papers. You Google all those papers, bring them together, read through those papers, and summarize the information in a Google Doc. So this is the ideal workflow anyone like who's a research assistant in some organization is gonna follow. And what we're gonna do is basically build an agent, no-code research agent, which will fetch all, let's say, latest 5 papers for a topic, let's say quantum, and it skims through all the papers and summarizes the information. And what we're gonna do is have an agent there which will write a structured brief for us and put that together in a Google Doc. So that's the workflow we're gonna use. And for this you need make.com. Make.com has a pro trial account for 30 days, which gives you 10,000 requests, which is like good.
Without the credit card, it's not into this.
No, so if you just sign up, you will just get a scenario thing, but you will receive an email in your inbox to activate the pro trial account. You have to click that, and you will see agents in beta. So currently, agent is in beta. They give access to these beta things to pro members. So you need to activate the pro trial account. You don't need any card information for that. So you can just go like enable that, and you will see agents. Right now, I'm gonna log into my account.
Is it possible to just show the flow, like what all, like
Yeah.
a lot of steps being
Sure,
written down
sure.
as-
So I have created a document for everyone to follow. And what you will need is like make.com pro trial account and OpenRouter key and a Gemini API key. So we're gonna use these keys like to run this. And if you can see this.
I'm sending it in the WhatsApp group right now.
Yeah.
It is ready.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sending it to you right now.
Can I minimize this? Okay. So this is the workflow we're gonna follow. I'm gonna use a webhook, which is a start button, which is the entry point. And what we're gonna do is we send a topic, let's say quantum computing. A webhook is basically a URL which is gonna listen to this topic. So as soon as you send a topic to that webhook, it is gonna listen and it will have a topic called quantum computing. Then we have a HTTP, which is basically a fetcher, which will fetch all the archive papers, latest 5 papers on quantum computing. It could be any topic. I'm just gonna go with quantum or quantum computing. And then there is an iterator, which I'm going to use. These are all modules in make.com, which I'm going to use step by step. I'm going to demo them right now. So iterator we're going to use, which is like one by one. So we have 5 papers. I'm going to iterate through all those papers one by one. And we already have a summary abstract when we fetch these papers from the archive. I'm going to write a prompt to basically summarize it in 3 lines, give me best 3 keywords, like that. So it will iterate through all the papers. Then we have using OpenRouters. I'm going to use Llama for Maverick model, basically to write a 3-sentence summary and 3 keywords for each abstract. And once we have done the summary for all the papers, iterate through all the 5 papers, what we're going to do is bring all these summaries together and the title of these papers together in one string. And that's what this text aggregator gonna do. It's a glue stick. It will join all the mini summaries into one long string. And then we are gonna use AI agent, which is the make.com AI agent. I'm gonna use a Gemini model, which works like, so this was a mini copywriter, which will write the summaries, short summaries. And then we have AI agent Gemini, which is the make AI agent. It works as senior editor. It will turn that note into overview, key findings, bibliography in a nice HTML format. And then the next step is to put that together in a Google Doc, that HTML, and which is basically a publisher, which will save the brief in your drive, which you can share with anyone. So that's the workflow. I'm going to just start demoing this.
Why do you have to iterate and do that mini and then pass it again twice?
So I have fetched like 5 papers, and these are all separate entries, and I have to like pass all of these summaries separately to the LLM, which is like Llama for Maverick, which I just talked about. So I have to like make multiple requests for each paper separately. I can't do that in one request. So I'm gonna like use them separately. That's why I'm using an iterator here. So if you are here on the make.com, you have to first click on and create a new scenario. And it's just like a workflow which James just talked about in his presentation. And first we need is a webhook, just like we talked about. If you search for webhook, you will see something like custom webhook. Click on that and click on add to create a new webhook and name it research, let's say research webhook, and save it. And you will see a URL here on the bottom. You can just click on copy address to clipboard and open a new tab and press enter. So once you've done that, you will see it says accepted. Alright, and what I want you to do now is like add a question mark towards the end, and let's add topic equals quantum. So it's a way of giving a topic to the webhook, and let's enter this. And it says there is no scenario listening for this webhook because we haven't run this. So we need to save this first. Click on save, and now you click on run once. So when you do that, it will start listening, and I'm gonna like refresh that, and it says accepted. Now you come back to that and click on this search bar. Basically shows the results. So topic is quantum. The webhook has received the topic quantum, and you can also look at the input. There was no input, and you can look at the output. So topic is quantum. So the first step is done. Next step is to add the HTTP module. So let's search for HTTP, and we have to make a request. So let's do that. And you will see a pop-up like this. And what we need to do is like give the URL for the archive for to be able to pull the papers, and pass a topic called quantum from the webhook to this request. So I'm gonna copy the URL from here, and you can just follow along if you are doing it right now. So this is for archive. I'm gonna paste the URL here, and right now it says topic. It is hard-coded right now, but if you just click on this box, something like this pop-up will appear, and it says topic quantum, which is already in the webhook. I'm just gonna drag this and put it next to all hyphens topic, and yeah. So this is our URL, and what it's gonna do is like for quantum topic, it's gonna pull max results 5. Make sure it doesn't have a space. It should look like this. Now it's a get method, and I want to pass this response yes, and click on save. And this is our second step, and let's run this again. When you click on run, you have to refresh this again to pass the topic again. And it has started now, and let's look at whether it has fetched the papers. So if you look at these input bundles, these are query strings, and these are the papers it has fetched. can click on that and see the output from here as well. They're like, this is the input, this was our API query, and now if you click on outputs, you will see all these things. It's a JSON. It's all free. Yeah, it's all free.
That's why you make those papers.
Yeah. And this is the JSON response which we have received, and this will have an entry. If you see this entry, this will have the result. Basically, this is the first paper it has retrieved. Then it has updated, published, title of the paper, summary, and author. So I'm gonna use summary to basically get some like 3 points in the next step using an LLM. But you can always get the content using another API. Just to make things simple, I'm just gonna make use of summary today. But it can be like a long content of paper which you can pass to the LLM. So I'm gonna close this. Next, now we have received paper, we want to add an iterator. Search for an iterator. And you will see something like this. Toggle this map button, add items. And when you click on this, you will see something like this in the HTTP. And you want to click on feed, and you will see something like entry. So entry is what had all those papers which we just saw in the JSON response. So I want to drag the entry to the iterator because I want to iterate through all the entry items. So this is what I'm gonna do here, and close this and save. So let's run this again. Run anyway. And we have to refresh this again to pass the topic. So it will start running from the first step. It is making the HTTP request, and then it will iterate through all the papers. And if you click on this search bar, you will see all the output bundles. It is basically iterating through all the papers. So I'm going to show you like how it works. So next step is to add a OpenRouter module, which is basically to summarize the abstract. So I'm going to search for OpenRouter and create a chart completion. Chart completion is basically completes the text. So click that. If you are doing this for the first time, you have to create a connection. So click on add, name it anything, and add your API key. It's free. I already have a connection, so I'm going to click on messages. And you have two options here. Like one is content and other is role. So for the role, I'm going to select system. So we talked about a system prompt and a user prompt. So system prompt is basically it lets the model know how it is going to behave. And user prompt is like I'm going to give some input. So input is going to be my summary, and I'm going to add a prompt here which I've ready in the document. I'm just going to copy paste from there. So you are a scientific assistant. Summarize the given archive abstract in 3 sentences and list 3 keywords. So this is my prompt. I'm just going to paste it here. Now we have a system prompt. I'm going to add a user prompt. Now select role user, and if you click on content, what I want to pass is, oh okay, I missed one step. So what you have to do is, so you have to map this. Yeah. So I didn't click on the map thing when I saved the iterator. So just click on that, and I'm going to run this again. Yeah, if you see the output now, it has this summary in different bundles. So it has mapped all the items from the previous step, which the HTTP request, like all the ID, updated, published, title, summary. Now I would do is like click on settings, go back, and I'm gonna add it again. So let me add the prompt first. System, role user, and you have to drag the summary. If you click here, you will see something like summary from the iterator step. Just drag the summary here. That is something we're going to pass. And we can select our model. I'm going to select the Llama Maverick free from OpenRouter. Enable automatic fallback. So if it doesn't work, it's going to fall back to some another LLM model. And you can also click on the advanced settings if you want to play around. You have the settings of the model. Click on save. I'm going to run this again. refresh this to pass the topic again, and now it has started running. And if you see if you click on this search bar again, so now it has done like one step. Now it is going to iterate through all the 5 papers. You will see 3, 4, 5. And once it's done, I'm going to click on the search bar to look at the results. Yeah, so these are like 5 operations it did, and you can click on each of them to see what was the input. So it said role, system, content, you are a scientific assistant, summarize the given archive abstract, and this was the summary we had passed. And let's look at the output also. So this is the content summary of the abstract in 3 sentences, and it is given to 3 keywords. So now you've done, let's come this far. The next step is to add a text aggregator, which is basically gluing all these together. So I'm gonna click add another module, search for tools, and in tools you will see, in aggregators you will see text aggregator, and you have to select the source module. So it is coming from the iterator. So I'm gonna select iterator, click on the show advanced settings. For row separator, select other. And for this exercise, I've selected this /n/n bullet point. Basically, I want it to be separated by next line and the bullet points. So I'm using it's basically a delimiter, and I'm not using anything in group by here. And here, what I'm going to pass is like all these 5 papers. I want to give title and the summary which has been generated. Title, summary, title, summary. So I'm going to drag title from the iterator, separated by a semicolon, and from the OpenRouter message, I'm going to drag the content. So this is separated by a semicolon, and yeah, that's all we have to do. And idea is to basically all these 5 operations now will be glued together and we'll see one output. So let's run this.
I thought you had the title already on the OpenRouter open, right? Why did you have to take it from the internet?
So OpenRouter is doing 5 operations. Now for text aggregator, I want to just have like one operation which glues them all together. Yeah.
So in OpenRouter, it came and it gave 5 of those titles, right? Why did you pick it from the iterator and not from the
So the reason if you try the OpenRouter thing, what it'll do is it will again do the 5 operations, because what OpenRouter is doing is making 5 calls. Then it's gonna again make the 5 calls. It will not be aggregate things. So that's the reason I picked the title from the iterator. But that is already run, and when I do this operation again, it's gonna do again the 5 operations. That's the reason. If you try it out, you will see like 5 operations in the text aggregation. That's not something we want. And if you click on this search bar again, you will see the results. So now it says input was this, and if you look at the output, it has aggregated everything together. This is what we wanted. Now I'm gonna make an agent. So go to meet.com, open a new tab, log in. Again, you need a pro trial account for this. So I could have simply done this with the LLM, other OpenRouter, just give a system prompt and create a structured brief. But the reason I'm going to use agent is like, agent is basically used when you want to give the actions to, like you want to do something and you want to route it to someone else. So that's where I'm using agent. And if you click on AI agents beta, you will see I've already created some agents, so I see some agents here. Just click on create agent, click on add. I'm going to use Gemini, so I'm going to use Gemini. And you can add API key here and name it some connection name. So I already have created a connection with Gemini. So that's already selected, and demo EF agent, let's say. And I'll use Gemini 2.0 Flash. You can use any model. And we need a system prompt here. So for the system prompt, I already created one prompt, like you're a deep research agent. You will receive a plain text block that contains one line paper, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just going to copy that to that system prompt.
Does the case matter over here? Like let's say if you bold in some things in the prompt, etc., does all of that thing have an effect on the way the system prompt works?
The lowercase or uppercase? I don't think so.
Not lowercase and uppercase, but also like I think somewhere you've added 2 asterisks, like probably to bolding things to
Yeah,
places
yeah,
and all.
yeah. So basically, in prompting, you can do like few short prompting. You can share some examples, like this is how it should look like in the output. And model basically learns, the prompting helps through a model to basically learn that, and it will structure the output in that way. So I'm just giving the model some example. This is how you should output, and you should avoid this. You should not write the HTML strings, backticks, or create bulleted points. That's all there. If you read the prompt, you will understand that. And when you just give it to the LLM, it will explain you what it's doing. So I've copied the prompt here, click on save. And this is a prompt, system prompt. And this is all you need to do. Like, I'm giving a style, I'm giving a fail safe. There is like overall layout, research brief, hyphen topic. This will be the output of my Google Doc. And overview, key findings and research areas, add a bibliography, author, title, year, all that. And sometimes it's gonna like write some HTML to the doc, so I'm given those instructions. Don't write HTML stuff into my Google Doc because I might want to share it with a stakeholder at my organization, so I don't want to do that. Now come back to the scenario and add another module and search for agents.
You didn't save that.
Oh, I didn't save that? Okay, thank you. Now if you search for agents, you will see make AI agents. Click on run an agent. And you can choose your agent here. I just created demo EF agent. And you can also add additional system instructions, anything else you want to give the model to like follow, and anything else we need to add here. Yeah. So in messages, I want to pass like what I created in the text aggregator thing. I've aggregated everything, and now I want to pass to my agent to create a structured brief. So if you click on this, from tools there is something called text. That is where the text aggregation happened, and I'm going to drag text to messages and close this and save it. So we can again click on run once and again give the input, and it should run now. The only thing left is now publishing this to a Google Doc. We're gonna do this step after this runs.
Create a latex PDF, my guy would have done.
Okay. You can do that. I think.
Is that latex?
No, I'm just creating Google Doc here, but I think you can explore that. I haven't done that, but I think it should be doable. It's gonna take some time. I think it's done. So if you click on this, yeah. So it has basically created a research brief, and I'm gonna publish this to Google Docs. So add another module, search for Google Docs, and create a document. And I've already, you have to click on add to sign into your Google account. So you have to make that connection first. Then what should be the name? And what you can do is like research brief hyphen, and I can just use 1 minute. The topic, so research brief, let's say topic you researched about, research brief quantum, that would be the name of my Google Doc. And what is the content you need? So content is basically the response the agent generated. So drag the response from the agent step. Now we have that. I've already connected my Google Drive, and it says new document location. You can choose a folder. So I've created this AI agent cam demo folder in my Google Drive. So I'm going to save it there. You can also click on show advanced settings and play around with that. So this is the last step. I'm going to run it and pass the input. It should run all the steps. I'm going to go to my drive meanwhile. Just click here. Yeah, this was created yesterday. We should see a new one now. Okay, it's done. Let's refresh this. Yeah, 11:15 a.m. Let's open this and open with Google Docs. So this is a brief. and you can play around with the system prompt. Like there might be some mistakes. I haven't like reviewed the Google document like thoroughly, but if you play around the system prompt, you can make it better. So that's the high-level idea of building a no-code research agent, and you can add new data sources. Like we just added the archive papers. You can add NewsWeb API and other data sources and that step. So I've added like some things towards the end in this doc which you can explore.
So the HTTP request which you push, that could be one web page search type.
Could be anything.
Content and then that
Yeah.
page back and then
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So agent is doing that. Whatever I did, we did with the 5 papers, the summaries I generated. I've given put that together in the text aggregate step and passed that to the agent to create a structured brief.
So it's a brief of all 5 papers.
Yes. All right. Yeah, thank you, everyone. If you have any other further questions, let me know.
Thanks, Raj.
Yeah.
It's also your first time
It's
presenting.
my first time presenting in person. I've done it online, but my first time presenting.
Raj is a teacher for a couple of online bootcamps.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. So have you ever imagined if you are sitting on a high-tech lab and instead of tapping on a phone or writing emails, you just say, "Hey Jarvis, please order me a pizza." And guess what? You get a response. "Done, sir. I have ordered your pizza from your preferred outlets." Isn't it cool? So yeah, I think why this is relevant today, why we are talking about this. So I think this is important because AI-based automation is changing the industry in various sectors, like healthcare, like AI automated smart voice agents, right? And even like AI assistant can help you in retrieving all the things that the Google and Gmails and the Apple is doing. So I'm going to teach you or talk about how we can build our own personal AI assistant which can do a daily task for you, and in future you can integrate a lot of things like you can just order the flights, or maybe in future you can do movie tickets. Why not? Like you just need to tell your AI and it will do it for you. So yes, this is no longer a science fiction. Future is here, and even we can also build without coding it, no code, low code. And if you want more customization, then we can make our own, just using Python, LangChain. So have you heard about all these AI technologies, LangChain, and okay? So I can see. So by the way, any Tony Stark's fan here? Great. So I think you will get a lot of ideas. I'll go with my basic ideas. So let's start. So now today I'm going to build an AI assistant on your Telegram because Telegram can give you a bot and you can make it enable the AI in it. So how we can do that? You can use n8n. It's a workflow automation. Have you heard about n8n? I think yeah. So have you heard about Crew AI? Crew AI is also booming right now. Yeah, and there are a lot of more. I think make.com is another. But n8n, why I choose n8n? So n8n comes with a lot of integration support, like your Google account and many more. Like it support your HTTP request as well. You can actually have a backend servers running. You don't need to do anything. You just have an API integrated based on your response. So let's start. So now let's understand about the core part, how it goes. This is my AI agent where you can create it. So if you can see in the right side, the plus icon, it's come with a lot of tools here, advanced AI. And this is something takes input, whatever the input, it can be anything. Let's say for our use case, we will take a text message from the Telegram. So let's think about it. So when I type something on Telegram, that means there is an event happening and triggering a message, right? I need to take that text. So text is where this one, triggering the Telegram, and I'm gonna show how we can just simply configure that. You just need to add an account and trigger on message. It comes with a lot of functionality, like if edit message is happening, lot of, you can explore it and create something more of it, right? So let's take messages, and that's it. So this is something, my foundational input of my AI agent to proceed, right? And the other one is the switch router. So just to make this thing more interesting, I added audio voice in that. So not even you don't need to write your text, you just say, push the button and say anything. But the catch is, this is audio, right? You need something to convert into the text. AI doesn't understand audio, it understands language, which you know about NLP. If you know about NLP, it's natural language, yeah. So my chat models is using, and I am using OpenAI, sorry for that, yeah. We are using the OpenAI to transcribe the recording, and it converts the audio into the base 64 and deliver it to, again, my input to my AI agent. So two things, switch router is there, and now let's talk about how it will decide whether it's a text or an audio, right? So yeah,
Thanks for letting me know.
I was in the switch route, right? So now I need to identify which route I need to reflect. So one is the JSON file, and here you can see on the left side we have json.message.voice.file ID. So this is something which you can use to identify the voice ID. That means this is audio, and the other one is json.message.text. So if you can see here, JSON is my JSON, this is the message, and where is my text? Yeah, here, down there. So it will identify based on your dynamic payload coming from your Telegram events, and then it will switch to rename it to text. So let's go out and understand here. So what will happen here? If it is an audio, it will go to the Telegram and get the file. If not, then just manually convert your text. This is the edit field. So let's go and check. This is the manual mapping we need to do, and just map your variable which is coming from the Telegram, and fetch it to inject it to my AI agent. So this part, I hope it's clear to everyone.
What are we mapping it to in the edit page?
Yeah, we just taking the router field to json.message.text. That's it. To provide a proper text, nothing else. Just sanitizing the things.
And what does switch do?
Switch is basically a condition, and it will check.
If it's audio, it is going to send it, make it as text. If it is
Yeah.
text, it will just pass the text.
So we can have more than two also, like let's say it's picture, we can have one more.
Yes, of course, yeah. So yeah, you can make your own creativity in that. You can make a switch, and you can just check what the image JSON is coming from. You can test setup, and you will fetch all the events. Yeah, so that's it here. And now let's talk about the AI agent, which is the core and heart of our AI assistant. And yeah, so it comes with input and output. It takes three things again, which is something processing the things before delivering the output, right? And first one is my chat model. I use Google Gemini chat model, and how you can do that, let me just quickly go through that as well. So let me just delete this node and just click on the chat model, select any chat model, Google chat, Gemini chat model. Yeah, here we go. So if I select this, it will pop up. Just open it. All you need to integrate your account, and I think it's free. You just need to provide your access. It's just normal sign in OAuth, right? So it will do it for you, and that's it, nothing else. Now the main part is AI agent. So let's talk about this in brief. Of course, AI agents needs to understand what I am for, right? So this is something where I give a system prompt. I think in earlier discussion we discussed about what are the system prompt. So for my use case, I made something like a assistant, which is a highly intelligent personal email agent, which will give you the emails in some format that I told to him. So let me just go and make it a bit large. And you can use a system prompt generator from ChatGPT, and just tell in your words, it will generate a system prompt for you in a very detailed manner. So okay. Yeah.
Usually the foundation models can take both audio, video, and text. Right? Why did you have to synthesize that audio into text and pass it like NLP?
Yes. So sorry, I didn't get your question.
latest foundation models, it can
Huh.
take all three
Process, yeah.
audio, video, and text.
Yes, it can do
Why
that.
did you have to change it to text and pass it back, or is it because the free ones have only a language model?
Like, one second.
That's a good question.
So he's asking like why are you using converting audio to text like separately?
Oh, like that. Okay, so but I don't think so. Like it can give you the recording as the input. I don't think so because I tried that. Yeah.
The text will work better.
Okay.
And another thing, you're using the model as an agent, right?
Yeah.
So when you do an agent, things get a little bit more complicated. And using a model for an agent and for multimodal use at the same time it gets very complicated, very difficult quickly. It's not impossible, but it's just hard.
It's easier to process the text.
Yeah.
So one quick question: first of all, why didn't we use OpenRouter here? Like in the other cases, we use OpenRouter, right? Like,
OpenRouter, I
So
think.
one of the reasons I use OpenRouter because it unifies like multiple LLMs across one place. So you can work with Claude, OpenAI, Mistral, any LLM out there, unifies that. Also you can use like individual model providers also. So it's up to you, like what do you want to use. So like I showed you both the ways in my presentation, that you can work with OpenRouter, and that I would suggest go with OpenRouter. That's one place where you can connect every model, but Gemini gives you free usage. So you might want to
so
use
can
that.
I use OpenRouter and then use Gemini under it? Like,
Yes, you can do that.
okay, so OpenRouter is like easy to switch and all if you want to.
You can switch between LLMs quickly. Like let's say today I'm working with Gemini, I'm not satisfied with my outputs.
Correct, so you
A
can
new
quickly
model
switch
come in
and-
tomorrow, OpenRouter can just for this like drag and drop.
Got it.
You select from the drop down new model, you are done.
Basically, one API for every.
Otherwise you'll have to have a new module or like
One more question, sorry. So we converted audio into, I think you said base 64, right?
Yeah.
So if let's say there was an image instead of an audio, what we would have converted into, like something like we would have extracted the text or something, and then we would have passed it on, or we would have like used some other.
So I think this model, when you go to ChatGPT, you just push image, right? So it takes the image, but I think behind the scene, image can be convertible into the base 64.
What is base 64?
So it's the string. It's if you convert any image to base 64, it give you a string, a lot more string, which understand by models or maybe some other process you can store in your database. It will just convert the string into the string format. It's a very long text. So
it will convert the details of an image into
Ha,
a string
exactly,
format, which
yeah.
then I can use with another.
yes. So okay, so let's move forward. I was talking about the my system prompt. So you need, the more precise your the system prompt is, the more accurate and relevant data it will give you. So that's what I tried to do, and in my case it works very beautifully. So what I did is I just told, like, I don't want to bulk emails on my Telegram. I need to prioritize 3 important emails, summarize this in a beautiful manner, like give me a sender's email first, subject and time if available, and smart well formatted summary highlighting key action, date or info. So this is something you can use from your creativity, and I think the system prompt is very smart enough here, who can do all the job. Just you need a very simple prompt, like what you all need. And prioritizing the rank email by urgency, deadline meeting or financial relevance. So whatever your personal importance is, you can just told into your system prompt. And yeah, format outward, I think you can play around it. So I also set example response template, and it actually refer it to give you a clean output. So this is whole system prompt, and with an example. So this is how a normal system prompt is. Okay, I think that's it in the AI agent model. And again, let's talk about the other part of it. So now memory. So what is memory? I haven't used it, but I can use it, but there are a lot of things I need to use. So memory is something to track your record. Let's say in the first inputs you asked like something like my name is Pratik, and the second input you ask what is my name. So it should recognize, AI should be capable of recognize what you asked before. So thread is something, it will recognize everything. So you can use that memory, and I think you can use simple memory, and it came with Postgres and MongoDB. So yeah, MongoDB is a free account Atlas, right? So we can use that. And the chat model, okay, let me just attach it again so that it doesn't break in my while I am demoing. Okay, so now tools is like everything. Now you can use n number of tools. I use Gmail. In my use case, Gmail will get all the messages. So if you want to create any tool, let's take an example of event. Event, I think Google Calendar is the one which we can use here. Yeah, so when I do that, it comes the setting part, and now what we can do, we can just integrate my Google account. I have already logged in, so it just take my account. Events. Now what events or a calendar or a custom API call? Let's choose event. Now what is the trigger part? I want to get all the events, right? So now you can use anything. If you want your AI to create an event, it can create it for you. Just provide the basic details. Get many, again same way how Gmail works. Get my today's events, any important emails are there or not. So it's for that purpose. So yeah, and let's talk about the Gmail now for now. Let me delete this node again. Okay, Gmail. Okay, so here.
What is the difference between that event and calendar? I thought.
So I haven't explored it. I have to look into that. Okay, so let's take this Gmail, my get many, and even here I can set the limit for double validation. Get the limits with 3, and I think yeah, that's it. Message get many, this is not required. And for filter things, you can just filter it out the message as well. Read status, spam is there or not. So yeah, and that's it. Now the last part is the output part. It comes with how you want to deal with your output when AI agent generate a response. So I have given the Telegram. So I want AI agent to send the message whatever you generated on my Telegram bot. So like that. So here whatever the payload is, this is the payload actually which generated by my AI agent, and this JSON.output. This is the chat ID for uniquely identify the messages. So yeah, here send message. You can also again do anything here. So yeah, you send a photo also, send stickers. Okay, that's great. Send videos, great. Okay, so now I will save it, and in order to work this flow, you have to activate it. So I will just do that again, and it's live. So okay, I told you the audio part, text part. So let's do that. So for Telegram, if you're wondering how to create a bot, you can just go to your Telegram account and write a bot father, and he will ask what you want to do. So yeah, / so you can explore it. I know you are very smart enough. So yeah, so do that in that way, and you can create a bot. You can name it anything. So in my case, I don't know if visible to everyone, I just create a bot.
Why are you using Gmail in the flow?
So
Telegram to Telegram, what's the use of Gmail in the overflow?
So yeah, I'll tell you the use case. Here I am telling my Telegram AI agent to fetch me today's emails, which is important. So it will go your Gmail account and fetch you the data. So you have to load the Gmail account for that in order to proceed, right?
Summarize all the mails that are thoughts.
Yes. So I'm gonna do that. So actually I name it as a Jarvis AI assistant, and I did couple of things previously. So now I can try with the audio right now. So I'll just say like, okay, we can't screen that, right?
The audio?
I think no.
Telegram web.
You can do that Telegram web.
Let me do that.
Yeah, I can also turn on your camera if you like. That'd be easier.
Let me try Telegram web. That's a great idea.
There's a couple minutes left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mine too.
That's family.
He's got my number.
Oh, that's great. Okay. So I'll see Jarvis AI part. So let me try with the text ones. I'll ask him, get me today's email, please. And when I asked, I'll also would like to go here and show you what's happening here. So currently it's on auto refresh mode, and I think it's April 19th, 11 o'clock. So let's trigger this event now and let's see how it goes. So finger crossed. Cool. So a lot of high risk things in my Gmails. So let's go here. If you can see, okay, let's wait for it. Yeah, we got an event triggered. It succeed, and it will show you like what he did. You can see the green lines, and it will show how it works, what all things it consume during the process.
How did we tell it to listen to a particular Telegram group, like the Jarvis one? You've configured it somewhere in this.
Yes. So
Oh yeah, the chat ID, right?
Yeah. Here only. So it will just listen, just like WebSockets works, right? IO events, Emit events. Okay, so I think you can see this is my summary, and the from, subject, time is not available. That's fine. Summary is there. Simple thing. And now let's go with audio one. I'm gonna use my MacBook audio to generate a audio. Hey Jarvis, can you get me the emails? Great, it works. So I think that's the, let me show you this trigger as well. And now the flow will change. Yes, the flow got changed, and it show you what it consumed. And yeah, I think you can create anything new from it. So that's it. Anything, any doubts, I would be happy to help after this session. Yeah, thank you.
What was the limits part when you configured the Gmail tool? What was the limits thing?
So in Gmail, if you open it, here is the limit of 3.
Yeah, what does it mean? Like,
so it will fetch you the 3 top emails on your screen. So if you don't want to flood on your Telegram, right? So that's the reason. Okay.
How's everyone feeling? Awesome. Tired? Ready to build?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So pizza's coming in 10 minutes. We're gonna have lunch. It's gonna get some energy, and then you're gonna take everything. You're gonna digest the pizza. You're gonna digest all these new ideas, and then we're gonna be here for a couple of hours, and we're gonna be building. And what's the goal of building today? It's all for you. So we're here to sort of to guide you. The 4 of us. And we're here to give you advice or help you get unstuck. So if you want to build one of the examples that we made, you can literally just come up to us and ask us to help you build it. Or if you have your own idea, you can build that. That's it. We have like a challenge. So if you want to if you want to follow the challenge that we come up with today, this is the challenge. So there's a business. And the business, they're getting they have lots and lots of sales contacts, right? Maybe it's like a samosa chain, and people are contacting them about maybe like new restaurants possibly, and they have lots and lots of leads. So what your goal is to come up with a system that helps them to organize and categorize these leads. And use AI to prioritize which ones do we need to get back to. that's the first part of the challenge, and then the second part, so you can just do that. So for example, like you could make it could read your WhatsApp messages or emails, and it could organize that into a spreadsheet, into a sorted spreadsheet. That's just one solution. And then the second part of the challenge is then to actually use AI to actually follow up with those leads, figure out the highest priority ones, and then write messages to them. So that's one challenge. And then the challenge C is you can build anything you want. And at 4 o'clock, we'll have the time for you all to share what you've built. And are people here, is anyone here trying to build more of a portfolio? Is anyone working on that? A portfolio of your work? Okay. Is anyone interested in doing this kind of work in the future, like AI automation? We could, one thing that is really good to do is to make like a recording. So like make like a 60-second or a 2-minute recording of what you built. Sort of like, we have some examples in the document as well. Well, sort of like what we did today, but just 2 minutes long. And we can help you to basically package that into a portfolio. Another great thing to do is to post that on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great way to get new connections and to get job offers these days. You just post what you're building. So the idea would be by 4 o'clock, I'm going to send you all a form. You can add to the form a description of what you built, tell us what you learned, the challenges that you overcame, and a very short screen recording voiceover of how it works. And then what else would be great is if you can export the workflow. There's a button in make.com and others where you can just export, sort of download as sort of a code, and you can upload that. We'll help you to do this. And then the prize for doing that is you get personalized feedback from all of us on what you built, and we can also post this on social media, tag you guys, and if you like, and we can highlight all of the amazing stuff that you're building. Any questions about that, about what we're gonna do the rest of the day? Also do some live demos. Cool. So I think we have just a few minutes until the pizza gets here. Can I have all of the mentors to come up? Maybe do you have enough chairs? No, we'll just stand. So yeah, it would be great to hear. From you all if anyone has an idea, something that they're thinking of building. And how you're thinking of approaching it. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I have a actual real world problem right now where there's a WhatsApp group where the salespeople punch in some numbers and put a script, and it's a dated thing. So today it is one, tomorrow it is something else. From what I've seen now, I'm thinking that I should automate in a way wherein I take those messages, come up with either a spreadsheet to start with or a CR, and then if somebody else wants to know the latest of that, I can able to fetch it back.
Okay, so you have a WhatsApp group, and what are the messages about?
So there's let's say WhatsApp group of 20 salespeople or relationship managers. They'll either say there's a demand for a script, or they'll say I have a supply of a script.
A supply of a what?
Supply of a script or a company.
Oh, okay.
This company is selling at 10 price.
Oh, okay. So it's like a trading
They just
group.
keep punching into the WhatsApp. And I want to create a dump of that into some Excel or a CSV.
That's really similar, actually.
Yeah, we can do that using n8n for sure. Where the output is, you can just create a Google Sheet, and whatever the output maybe you need to summarize or anything coming from that, and in the Google Sheet we can do that. So n8n supports that Google Sheet creation, and I think Crew AI also do that. Similarly, like I think Crew Crew AI.
That's a coding framework. That's a Python framework.
Oh, is it?
Oh, really?
It's automated, no? Just like
It's a Python framework.
Oh, okay. Sorry. There's a coding version, and there's also an online version as well.
Yes.
Which is different.
I talk about cloud.
No, no, Crew AI.
Cloud version.
Yeah, cloud. Yeah. And actually, I think you can do this in any of the platforms you saw today.
Yeah.
And yours would work. Harsh's example was actually pretty similar,
Yeah,
except he was
that's
using
what I
email.
actually-
Yeah. But if you would swap out the email part for the WhatsApp, for 2chat, for example, it would work. So yeah, I'm excited to see that. I think you can do that in like maybe an hour and a half. You can get it working. That'll be cool.
we can help
We'll
you.
help you.
Let's do
Cool. Does anyone have any? That's a very practical, serious idea. Does anyone have any fun, silly ideas? Yeah.
I don't know it's silly, but I'm applying for jobs
Uh-huh.
and I have a Google Sheet tracker of the industry I'm applying to, the company, the role, the location, so bunch of columns.
Yeah.
So every time I apply for an application online, let's say LinkedIn or I am jobs, multiple job portals, I need to manually enter my Google Sheet. And I have to automate that such that every time I apply for a job on a LinkedIn or on any platform, the tracker gets automated on its own. And it gets updated on its own.
Okay.
Is it possible?
So, I have an idea. It's not maybe the perfect solution you're imagining, but one thing that you could do is you could. My first idea is you could take a screenshot of your application every time you do it, and then you could use it. Basically, the solution that Harsh showed. You could upload your screenshot, and then it will read the screenshot and then parse it into a spreadsheet.
Yep.
That would be probably
The
the
screenshot will contain the name of the company and
Yeah.
So let's say you applied at LinkedIn.
details about the
Yeah.
Because it's hard to track all the websites there you are applying.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep it largely
So
LinkedIn.
yeah,
So,
so just LinkedIn, the image one, and I think for LinkedIn you might need some sort of
We can-
API.
I'm not
So
sure.
when
We'll have to think
it's
about
integrate with
it.
your
Say yes.
token, so we can do that.
LinkedIn API is very costly.
Is it?
You need to web scrape the data.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
That's why I recommend a
is what we
screenshot
did.
as a
Yeah.
first solution, and then maybe look into something else. Yeah. Cool. That's also a very useful one.
that I'm kind of trying every day, so I manually enter the role and everything on my Google Sheet tracker.
Yeah.
I just came up with that idea.
Yeah, I would love to see
Is
that.
it a silly one?
No, it's a good one. Yeah.
I think on OpenRouter you might get a free vision LLM also, like Llama vision LLM. So you might want to explore that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Nice.
Oh.
All right. Any other ones? Anything? Yeah.
So what I'm building is I'm sort of building the fashion companions on a WhatsApp.
Fashion
So,
companions.
Yeah, so it's more like, for example, if you go shopping somewhere and you are not sure whether this particular piece of outfit will look good on you or not.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is you just share a photo of that, and as an onboarding, what you give me is like selfie, your height, your body type, your undertones, and then you share the image to us, the outfit image. We analyze it, like what are the patterns, what are the colors, how is the fit, and then we give you a suggestion whether this outfit is right for you or not. And the same thing works as an outfit review also. For example, you came today for this event, you can just share your selfie and then you can just ask us whether this outfit is right for this sort of an event or not, and then we can give you a review just by
Cool.
analyzing the image.
Have you built this yet?
Yeah, we are live right now,
Okay.
so just iterating on those for now. So we are using this Make and many chats.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
Make and what was the other one?
many chats.
Cool. Yeah, I'd love to see a demo of that later. That's really awesome.
So we are. So why I came to the workshop was more
Yeah.
like to make it omni-channel, because we want to make it live for all the chat interfaces. For example, WhatsApp, Instagram,
Cool.
maybe LinkedIn as well.
Yeah.
So that we can get into your inbox without even downloading the app.
Nice. Sweet. I'd like to see that. You have one?
Yeah, so it was just sort of like a work in progress out here. It's sort of like a generative tool for influencer marketing. Like it can be made where, let's say, using some sort of scraping tool on Instagram or on LinkedIn, like we see what sort of profiles are posting with certain hashtags, and then like we can get them as a CSV, and then we can sort by their follower count, and then we can, like, as a second degree on this, we can have like a custom metric to define what good engagement is like.
Okay, yeah.
Like that's a second degree add-on, but like at least as a base, we can see what profiles are posting with certain hashtags.
Yeah.
Possibly even what profiles are following certain themes.
Yeah, I'm familiar with this. Have you started this project yet?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I have some ideas. You might have some ideas too.
Just to add on, like even we can, using this data, the AI can also give you suggestion like, okay, this post is getting a lot of engagement, right? So now let's do that. So now he can suggest the content for you in future if you are like very like raw in you don't have any idea. So I think based on that data, AI can also suggest you like, okay, let's go for this because you got this engagement in this post. So it can read your mind as well.
Yeah, and maybe another like potential thing would be like once the prospect list is ready, like you could automate reach outs to these influencers. Like, hey, this is what we're trying to want to partner with us.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Great. Well, feel free to come up to us during lunch, and then around 12:45 we'll check in with everyone, offer you guidance on your idea, make sure you have some direction where you're going, and we'll do that. We'll build for the next couple hours, and then we'll get back together and we'll share what we learned. So pizza's in the back. Help yourself.